Lesson 51. A pleasant climate.
Where do you come from?
I come from Greece.
What's the climate like in your country?
It's very pleasant.
What's the weather like in spring?
It's often windy in March. It's always warm in April and May, but it rains sometimes.
What's it like in summer?
It's always hot in June, July, and August. The sun shines every day.
Is it cold or warm in autumn?
It's always warm in September and October. It's often cold in November, and it rains sometimes.
Is it very cold in winter?
It's often cold in December, January, and February. It snows sometimes. Lesson 53. An interesting climate.
Where do you come from?
I come from England.
What's the climate like in your country?
It's mild, but it's not always pleasant. The weather's often cold in the north and windy in the east. It's often wet in the west and sometimes warm in the south.
Which seasons do you like best?
I like spring and summer. The days are long and the nights are short. The sun rises early and sets late. I don't like autumn and winter. The days are short and the nights are long. The sun rises late and sets early. Our climate is not very good, but it's certainly interesting. It's our favorite subject of conversation. Lesson 55. The Sawyer Family.
The Sawyers live at 87 King Street. In the morning, Mr. Sawyer goes to work, and the children go to school. Their father takes them to school every day. Mrs. Sawyer stays at home every day. She does the housework. She always eats her lunch at noon. In the afternoon, she usually sees her friends. They often drink tea together. In the evening, the children come home from school. They arrive home early. Mr. Sawyer comes home from work. He arrives home late. At night, the children always do their homework. Then they go to bed. Mr. Sawyer usually reads his newspaper, but sometimes he and his wife watch television.
Lesson 57. An unusual day. It is 8 o'clock. The children go to school by car every day, but today they are going to school on foot. It is 10 o'clock. Mrs. Sawyer usually stays at home in the morning, but this morning she is going to the shops. It is 4 o'clock. In the afternoon, Mrs. Sawyer usually drinks tea in the living room, but this afternoon she is drinking tea in the garden. It is 6 o'clock. In the evening, the children usually do their homework, but this evening they are not doing their homework. At the moment, they are playing in the garden. It is 9 o'clock. Mr. Sawyer usually reads his newspaper at night, but he's not reading his newspaper tonight. At the moment, he's reading an interesting book. Lesson 59. Is that all?
I want some envelopes, please.
Do you want the large size or the small size?
The large size, please. Do you have any writing paper?
Yes, we do. I don't have any small pads. I only have large ones. Do you want a pad?
Yes, please. And I want some glue.
A bottle of glue.
And I want a large box of chalk, too.
I only have small boxes. Do you want one?
No, thank you.
Is that all?
That's all, thank you.
What else do you want?
I want my change.
Lesson 61. A bad cold. Where's Jimmy?
He's in bed.
What's the matter with him?
He feels ill.
He looks ill.
We must call the doctor.
Yes, we must. Can you remember the doctor's telephone number?
Yes, it's 09754.
Open your mouth, Jimmy. Show me your tongue. Say, ah.
What's the matter with him, doctor?
He has a bad cold, Mr. Williams, so he must stay in bed for a week.
That's good news for Jimmy.
Good news? Why?
Because he doesn't like school. Lesson 63. Thank you, doctor.
How's Jimmy today?
Better. Thank you, doctor.
Can I see him, please, Mrs. Williams?
Certainly, doctor. Come upstairs.
You look very well, Jimmy. You are better now, but you mustn't get up yet. You must stay in bed for another 2 days. The boy mustn't go to school yet, Mrs. Williams. And he mustn't eat rich food.
Does he have a temperature, doctor?
No, he doesn't.
Must he stay in bed?
Yes, he must remain in bed for another 2 days. He can get up for about 2 hours each day, but you must keep the room warm. Where's Mr. Williams this evening?
He's in bed, doctor. Can you see him, please? He has a bad cold, too.
Lesson 65. Not a baby. What are you going to do this evening, Jill?
I'm going to meet some friends, Dad.
You mustn't come home late. You must be home at 10:30.
I can't get home so early, Dad. Can I have the key to the front door, please?
No, you can't.
Jill's 18 years old, Tom. She's not a baby. Give her the key. She always comes home early.
Oh, all right. Here you are. But you mustn't come home after 11:15. Do you hear?
Yes, Dad. Thanks, Mom. That's all right. Goodbye. Enjoy yourself. We always enjoy ourselves, Mom. Bye-bye.
Lesson 67. The Weekend.
Hello. Were you at the butcher's? Yes, I was. Were you at the butcher's too? No, I wasn't. I was at the greengrocer's. How's Jimmy today? He's very well, thank you. Was he absent from school last week? Yes, he was. He was absent on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. How are you all keeping? Very well, thank you. We're going to spend 3 days in the country. We're going to stay at my mother's for the weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in the country. Aren't you lucky?
Lesson 69. The Car Race. There is a car race near our town every year. In 1995, there was a very big race. There were hundreds of people there. My wife and I were at the race. Our friends Julie and Jack were there too. You can see us in the crowd. We are standing on the left. There were 20 cars in the race. There were English cars, French cars, German cars, Italian cars, American cars, and Japanese cars. It was an exciting finish. The winner was Billy Stewart. He was in car number 15. 5 other cars were just behind him. On the way home, my wife said to me, "Don't drive so quickly. You're not Billy Stewart." Lesson 71. He's awful.
What's Ron Marston like, Pauline? He's awful. He telephoned me 4 times yesterday and 3 times the day before yesterday. He telephoned the office yesterday morning and yesterday afternoon. My boss answered the telephone. What did your boss say to him? He said, "Pauline is typing letters. She can't speak to you now." Then I arrived home at 6 o'clock yesterday evening. He telephoned again, but I didn't answer the phone. Did he telephone again last night? Yes, he did. He telephoned at 9 o'clock. What did you say to him? I said, "This is Pauline's mother. Please don't telephone my daughter again." Did he telephone again? No, he didn't. Lesson 73. The Way to King Street. Last week, Mrs. Mills went to London. She does not know London very well, and she lost her way. Suddenly, she saw a man near a bus stop. "I can ask him the way," she said to herself. "Excuse me," she said. "Can you tell me the way to King Street, please?" The man smiled pleasantly. He did not understand English. He spoke German. He was a tourist. Then he put his hand into his pocket and took out a phrase book. He opened the book and found a phrase. He read the phrase slowly. "I am sorry," he said. "I do not speak English."
Lesson 75. Uncomfortable shoes.
Do you have any shoes like these?
What size?
Size 5.
What color?
Black.
I'm sorry, we don't have any.
But my sister bought this pair last month.
Did she buy them here?
No, she bought them in the U.S.
We had some shoes like those a month ago, but we don't have any now.
Can you get a pair for me, please?
I'm afraid that I can't. They were in fashion last year and the year before last, but they're not in fashion this year. These shoes are in fashion now.
They look very uncomfortable.
They are very uncomfortable, but women always wear uncomfortable shoes.
Lesson 77. Terrible toothache.
Good morning, Mr. Croft.
Good morning, nurse. I want to see the dentist, please.
Do you have an appointment?
No, I don't.
Is it urgent?
Yes, it is. It's very urgent. I feel awful. I have a terrible toothache.
Can you come at 10 a.m. on Monday, April 24th?
I must see the dentist now, nurse.
The dentist is very busy at the moment. Can you come at 2 p.m.?
That's very late. Can the dentist see me now?
I'm afraid that he can't, Mr. Croft. Can't you wait till this afternoon?
I can wait, but my toothache can't. Lesson 79. Carol's shopping list. What are you doing, Carol?
I'm making a shopping list, Tom.
What do we need?
We need a lot of things this week. I must go to the grocer's. We haven't got much tea or coffee, and we haven't got any sugar or jam.
What about vegetables?
I must go to the green grocer's. We haven't got many tomatoes, but we've got a lot of potatoes. I must go to the butcher's too. We need some meat. We haven't got any meat at all.
Have we got any beer and wine?
No, we haven't. And I'm not going to get any.
I hope that you've got some money.
I haven't got much.
Well, I haven't got much either. Lesson 81. Roast beef and potatoes.
Hi, Carol. Where's Tom?
He's upstairs. He's having a bath. Tom?
Yes,
Sam's here.
I'm nearly ready. Hello, Sam. Have a cigarette.
No, thanks, Tom.
Have a glass of whiskey then.
Okay, thanks.
Is dinner ready, Carol?
It's nearly ready. We can have dinner at 7 o'clock.
Sam and I had lunch together today. We went to a restaurant.
What did you have?
We had roast beef and potatoes.
Oh,
What's the matter, Carol?
well, you're going to have roast beef and potatoes again tonight.
Lesson 83. Going on holiday.
Hello, Sam. Come in.
Hi, Sam. We're having lunch. Do you want to have lunch with us?
No, thank you, Tom. I've already had lunch. I had lunch at 12:30.
Have a cup of coffee then.
I've just had a cup, thank you. I had one after my lunch.
Let's go into the living room, Carol. We can have our coffee there.
Excuse the mess, Sam. This room's very untidy. We're packing our suitcases. We're going to leave tomorrow. Tom and I are going to have a holiday.
Aren't you lucky?
When are you going to have a holiday, Sam?
I don't know. I've already had my holiday this year.
Where did you go?
I stayed at home.
Lesson 85. Paris in the spring. Hello, Ken.
Hi, George.
Have you just been to the cinema?
Yes, I have.
What's on?
Paris in the spring.
Oh, I've already seen it. I saw it on television last year. It's an old film, but it's very good.
Paris is a beautiful city.
I've never been there. Have you ever been there, Ken?
Yes, I have. I was there in April.
Paris in the spring, eh?
It was spring, but the weather was awful. It rained all the time.
Just like London. Lesson 87. A car crash. Is my car ready yet?
I don't know, sir. What's the number of your car?
It's LFZ 312G.
When did you bring it to us?
I brought it here 3 days ago.
Ah, yes, I remember now.
Have your mechanics finished yet?
No, they're still working on it. let's go into the garage and have a look at it. Isn't that your car?
Well, it was my car.
Didn't you have a crash?
That's right. I drove it into a lamppost. Can your mechanics repair it?
Well, they're trying to repair it, sir. But to tell you the truth, you need a new car.
Lesson 89. For sale. Good afternoon. I believe that this house is for sale.
That's right.
May I have a look at it, please?
Yes, of course. Come in.
How long have you lived here?
I've lived here for 20 years.
20 years? That's a long time.
Yes, I've been here since 1976.
Then why do you want to sell it?
Because I've just retired. I want to buy a small house in the country.
How much does this house cost?
£68,500.
That's a lot of money.
It's worth every penny of it.
Well, I like the house, but I can't decide yet. My wife must see it first.
Women always have the last word.
Lesson 91. Poor Ian.
Has Ian sold his house yet? Yes, he has. He sold it last week. Has he moved to his new house yet? No, not yet. He's still here. He's going to move tomorrow. When? Tomorrow morning? No, tomorrow afternoon. I'll miss him. He has always been a good neighbor. He's a very nice person. We'll all miss him. When will the new people move into this house? I think that they'll move in the day after tomorrow. Will you see Ian today, Jenny? Yes, I will. Please give him my regards. Poor Ian. He didn't want to leave this house. No, he didn't want to leave, but his wife did.